Wednesday night, the big story on Action News tonight is President Biden passing the torch to the next generation in pursuit of preserving democracy.
Despite weeks of mounting pressure from his own allies, in the end, it was only the president's decision to make. Action News reporter Caroline Goggin joins us live tonight from the Satellite Center.
And Caroline, the president said this is not about him, but it's about uniting the country.
That's absolutely what he said multiple times tonight throughout his speech, Shari and Gray. The president said tonight that he still holds the job. He is still the president of the United States and that he has big plans for his last 6 months in office. He never mentioned during his speech tonight whether his health factored into his decision to step aside from this presidential race. Instead, he reinforced that his concern right now is saving democracy.
I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
In an Oval Office address to the nation, President Biden spoke for the first time since dropping out of the election.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy.
In his speech, which lasted a little more than 10 minutes, he outlined what he plans to do with the 6 months he has left in office.
Grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose.
Biden also focused on foreign policy. He says he wants to strengthen NATO, stop Putin from taking over Ukraine, and end the war in Gaza.
He had to remind us that there's really a lot of work left to do.
After the address, we spoke with Randall Miller, a professor emeritus at St. Joe's. About a month ago, Miller was with us to watch the debate, which became the turning point in Biden's campaign for re-election. Tonight, Miller says we saw a different Biden.
A look and a presentation that suggested I'm in control, everything's all right, I'm still your champion.
Miller says the speech was short and effective as Biden packed in the accomplishments of his administration and spoke directly to the American people.
He also invoked the idea of America, that America is an idea, quoted from the Declaration of Independence, of course, and reminded people again that it's never been about him, that it's really about us.
Now, looking ahead to the November election, President Biden says it will be up to the American people to choose the future. He also talked about his Vice President Kamala Harris tonight, who he has now endorsed as the Democratic nominee. He calls her an incredible partner and that says that she has been an incredible partner throughout his term. Shari and Gray.
Yeah, Caroline, the president said his vision and leadership in his first term really merited a second one, and yet he's stepping aside. This address had to be difficult, possibly emotional. What was it like in that room as his family joined him?
You know, Shari, that was really the interesting part. One of our colleagues from ABC News was talking about what the feel like was in that room tonight. And he said there were 39 people in that room tonight. That included staff members of President Biden's administration, but it also included members of his family. Of course, First Lady Jill Biden was there. Some of his grandchildren were there, and his daughter Ashley was also there. The producer from ABC News who was in that room says it was emotional at times. Ashley was holding back tears, choking up at different points. She was holding the First Lady's hand toward the end of this speech. You got to imagine 5 decades in public service, stepping aside from all of that right now. Incredibly emotional moment, not just for the president, but also for his family and his staff as well. Great, back to you.
Yeah, Caroline, thank you. Certainly a historical moment and a lot to watch in the months to come. Thank you. This reminder now, you can view President Joe Biden's historic Oval Office address in its entirety on the free 6 ABC app.